In addition to collecting watches, I also seem to have become something of a watch strap collector. I love to be able to change up the character of a watch by swapping it over to different straps. And while I've still never come close to a luxury watch, I have gotten a chance to try out some luxury level watch straps in the past, primarily those that have been sent over by Artem, who is kind of a micro brand watch strap maker that specializes in sailcloth straps. And that's one of the things that I really like about them, because it's very difficult to find a comfortable, good-looking sailcloth strap. For most other kinds of straps, you can find a really good offering in the $20 to $50 range. But for whatever reason, it seems like sailcloth straps are more difficult to get right. And so when Artem came out with an $80 sailcloth strap, I felt that it was worth it for the price, because it was a huge improvement over like a $30 or $40 sailcloth strap. And from that start, they've sort of targeted other luxury watches that have expensive OEM straps and kind of created a more affordable version of it that maintains the same level of quality that you would typically find in a luxury watch strap. But I gotta admit, when I started seeing advertisements and Instagram posts about their latest offering, I kind of was scratching my head a bit, because they just came out with a hybrid rubber and synthetic sailcloth strap that they're asking $218 for. And I have reviewed other hybrid straps, these straps that have rubber on the bottom and then a different material on top, that are pretty good. They're comfortable, they look great, and they cost, $20 or $30. So I was really curious to see what Artem has put together here and how they could justify a price like this. And when they sent me an email asking me if I would be interested in reviewing this strap, I told them those concerns that I had. I told them that unlike their previous straps that I had reviewed, I didn't quite get this one as much looking at the specs and the pictures. And they basically told me that in their opinion, this is the best strap that they've made yet, and that if I tried it for myself, I would understand where they were coming from. So they sent over a few different color options. I'm going to try them out on different watches in my collection, starting with some very affordable watches and working my way up to some kind of mid-price watches. This is a budget watch channel, so I don't have any luxury watches to show these luxury level straps on. Let's take a look at the new Artem HydroFlex straps. Now, Artem did give me these straps for free, which is why you saw the paid promotions flag at the beginning of the video. However, on these straps itself, I did not receive any additional compensation for this review, nor did Artem have any input into the content of this review. All right, before we start trying these on some different watches, let's get a feel for exactly what these straps are. This is a hybrid strap, so it's essentially two different straps that have been melded together to make these new straps. The bottom layer is a very high quality, extremely supple FKM rubber, and then attached to the top of it is Artem's proprietary synthetic sailcloth material. As near as I can tell, this is exactly the same material that they use in their sailcloth straps. And so from the top, this does look very much like a sailcloth watch strap from Artem. It has a nice sheen to it, a woven texture, and it really does exude this aura of quality and luxury feel. So at a glance, these are going to look very similar to Artem's normal sailcloth straps. However, because of this hybrid construction, the performance, the functionality, and the comfort is all pretty significantly improved here. As I understand it, Artem's normal sailcloth straps are constructed with a leather backing that has a synthetic coating over it to give it some level of water resistance. But because the strap still does have leather at its core, it's not the kind of thing you would typically want to use as like a dive strap or one that you will be always going swimming with. I feel like it's just the perfect strap for like sailing or yachting, which is probably what the whole idea for a sailcloth strap came from in the first place. But because these new hybrid straps are backed by FKM rubber, they are 100% waterproof and would be completely fine for diving or any in the water activity. Also, the FKM rubber that they're using here is incredibly supple, like among the most supple rubber straps that I've ever used, which makes these insanely comfortable. Again, Artem's normal sailcloth straps are the most comfortable sailcloth straps that I've ever worn, but these hybrid straps are a step above that in terms of comfort. But because they have the sailcloth material on top, they look just as good as Artem's normal sailcloth straps. Here you can see one of Artem's loopless sailcloth straps. This is a cream-colored one next to the gray hybrid strap. And you can see that the surface on the top looks identical in terms of the texture and sheen. However, you can definitely see the difference in the construction. The most noticeable visual feature of these is that there's a black border around the top of the straps where the rubber underside kind of wraps around it, which really drives home the point that this is a hybrid strap. It makes it visibly different from their sailcloth straps. I think this does give it a little bit more of a sporty look, not quite as elegant as the sailcloth straps. Likewise, the use of rubber keepers really signifies this sort of sports waterproof vibe that these straps are giving off. And I think that's good. I think that kind of differentiates it a bit from Artem's normal sailcloth strap lines. Construction is fantastic. I've actually been using one of these straps for a couple of months now, and it has held up incredibly well. It still looks brand new. There's no separation of the two materials. And that's probably due in part because the rubber does wrap around the edge of the strap, preventing any peeling of the two layers, and additionally the two layers are stitched together with very heavy-duty stitching. The straps include a very high-quality buckle with the kind of brushing and polish work that you would expect to find on a high-quality watch. And you're also getting quick-release spring bars to make strap changes very easy. So now that we've got an idea of what these are, before we go any further in this, let's go ahead and answer the question that I'm sure is on everybody's mind. Are these straps worth the $218 asking price? Let me answer that question like this. These might just be my favorite straps ever. They are the perfect blend of performance and style. They're extremely high quality and they work on so many different styles of watches, as you're going to see in just a minute. And finally, I still think they are massively overpriced. Like, you can get some insanely good watch straps for $100, like amazing watch straps. And in that category are watch straps that Artem themselves offer. So the fact that these are more than twice as much as their classic sailcloth straps just doesn't quite seem to make sense to me. But you know what else doesn't make sense to me? Spending $20,000 on a Rolex or $50,000 on a Patek Philippe. And so I think what's largely happening here is that I'm just not quite within Artem's target market demographic here. These are luxury products that are geared more towards people with luxury watches. And I think if you own a Rolex, these straps would make a lot of sense to pair with it. But they wouldn't make much sense to pair with a $100 Seiko 5. But hey, let's have some fun and go ahead and pair one of these straps up with a $100 Seiko 5 watch that I picked up a few years back. Now, this isn't even one of the new Seiko 5 sports models that retail for around $200 to $300. No, this is one of the cheap $100 ones that doesn't hack or hand whine. This is sort of Seiko's budget interpretation of an Explorer-style field watch, and pairing the green dial here with the green HydroFlex strap from Artem is actually a pretty amazing combination. Like, this watch feels so much better than it did on the cheap metal strap that it came with originally. It feels way more comfortable and it looks a lot better. Now, these older model Seiko 5s are getting a little bit harder to find and the prices are creeping up, but if you could pick one up for $100 and you paired it up with this $200 strap, you're out $300 total. And I don't know, this almost does feel like a $300 package here. Like, maybe it would be worth it. I'm a little bit surprised at how much I like this. Now, one thing you will note is that these straps are a little bit small for me. I have a 7.5-inch wrist. Artem recommends on their website that these straps fit a 6.1-inch wrist to a 6.3-inch wrist, so I'm just outside of that range. And for me, that usually means I'm wearing these straps on the second to last hole. So definitely be aware of that if you have larger wrists. For me, the only two negatives that I have for these straps are the price and that the length doesn't quite fit me, but it's close enough. All right, next up, I want to pair the gray strap with my Boliva Lunar Pilot. Now, the Artem loopless strap in black is the strap that I always wear on my Boliva Lunar Pilot. It really gives me those discount Moonwatch vibes. But shifting it over to the more sporty HydroFlex strap here also works pretty well. Again, I think you're getting a slight increase to comfort, which is nice. And even though it does have a more sporty feel with that rubber edging and the rubber keepers, that sailcloth upper looks as good as ever. And I really like this gray tone to it. I think it kind of softens the look of the watch a little bit rather than going with the all black look. I think stylistically, the Artem loopless fits the character and personality of this watch better, but I think the HydroFlex strap can totally work on a chronograph like this, and you do get a little bit of added comfort. Okay, for this next one, I wanted to try something a little bit outside the box. I'm going to pair it up with a Loo Hol. This is Loo's Bauhaus style casual watch, kind of like a budget Nomos. It's got a crisp white dial with a vibrant red second hand, and I'm going to lean into those colors by pairing it with the blue HydroFlex strap. Again, we're going against type here because the Hol is not a sports watch by any means. It only has about 50 meters of water resistance, so it's not the kind of thing that you would really take into the water. But the sailcloth still looks great in combination with this, and even though the rubber is visible here, I don't think it really distracts from the look of the watch at all. Also, I think this ability to use colors like navy or green in combination with a material like sailcloth is one of the big benefits here, because sailcloth will work with a lot of different styles of watches. It's something that dresses up and down very easily, and so I think it's really cool that you are also getting a lot of different color options as well to use with that material. This looks way more sophisticated and classy than a NATO strap, but it still gives you the ability to bring some color into the watch, and I really like that. All right, finally, I want to pair this up with something that's at least close to a luxury watch, at least as close to a luxury watch as I have, and that's with this Squale Corso Italiano. This was a collaboration that Squale did with their Korean distributor, What Watches, a little while ago, and it draws some heavy influence on the Blancpain 50 Fathoms. And because of that, I think this HydroFlex strap is like the absolute perfect strap to pair with this watch. Blancpain is the ones who really made the modern sailcloth strap popular. When people want a sailcloth strap, it's often because it's the strap that's used on some of Blancpain's watches. And this is a 300-meter dive watch, so it really cries out for a fully waterproof strap. Now, this Squale retailed for $1,500 when it came out, so pairing it with a $200 watch strap doesn't seem quite as unreasonable here. And as far as fit and look goes, it's a complete home run. This looks way more premium than like a Tropic rubber strap, but it's more waterproof and way more comfortable than your classic sailcloth strap. And so pairing it up with a beautiful dive watch like this really is going to take advantage of all of the strap's good qualities. And as far as user experience and performance goes, I don't think you can really get any better than this strap, but you're going to have to pay quite a bit of money to get it. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. My final thoughts: these are easily the highest quality hybrid straps that I've tested yet, but again, they're about 5 times more expensive than the other ones that I've tried. So they'd better be the best at that price. I can see these straps making a lot of sense for people who do have luxury watches. If you can afford to spend $5,000 or $10,000 on a watch, you can afford to spend $200 on a great watch strap. For people like me who are into budget watches, it's a much more difficult sell, but a good strap can really elevate a great watch. So if you have a watch that you really love and you want to kind of take it to the next level, this might be an option for you. Anyways, drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. And if you're interested in a watch themed t-shirt, you can pick this one up on my website at justthewatch.com. That will wrap it up for today. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.